It is a beautiful morning on a Wednesday morning, October the 1st. Rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. I'm West 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. We get together 7 days a week here. We chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off on the right note. I got to tell you, these temperatures are nothing to joke about. Look outside, 69 in Ocala, 70 in Wildwood, 72 in Orlando. It's 71 in Sanford. It is so pretty outside. It is so pretty outside. No matter what neighborhood in Central Florida you are in, I hope you have an opportunity to get outside and enjoy this. Oh man, oh man. And you know what? It's not like you could be over at the beaches. It's definitely a little rough out that direction. Let's do this. Give me a second here. First off, first warning live radar scanning and is coming in completely clean. So we've got to love that. Let me dial up the tower cam here. Give me just a second. And let's do that. We'll do this. All right. Let it go load. All right. So here's New Smyrna Beach. Pretty start to the day. You can still see that very rough surf there, no doubt about it. Let's switch from there to Port Canaveral. Had a cruise ship coming into port a couple of minutes ago. Let's check on the progress of the thing, see what's doing. All right, maybe it's just hanging out way off in the distance, waiting for a pilot boat to come on in. Downtown Orlando, let's check in on you, see how you're doing. Roads are looking good. We'll have Megan Mackey. I'll go bother her in a couple minutes and see how she's doing. And the roads, of course. Let's go up to Ocala, where the temperature's been in the upper 60s. Look how pretty that is. And the breeze is what makes it feel so nice out, right? So where do we go? Let's take a look. For today, 30% coverage of showers. That's kind of where we're headed. 83 our lunchtime temperature. 87 degrees is going to be our high temperature on the day today. The average high is 88. So, we're kind of in that ballpark. It's going to be just a lovely day. I do want to show you though, right off the top, our 7-day forecast, because rain chances are going up. Today we have a 30% coverage. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 50, 60, 70% coverage of rain. There are changes coming. And those changes are going to be kind of impacting us. I wouldn't say at the worst possible time, but it's going to be at a time you probably don't want to see a bunch of rainfall, which is going to be the weekend. So let's just set it up and kind of see where we're at. Okay. We've got this storm system that's gearing itself up down in South Florida. It's not like significant in terms of strength, mind you, but it's going to be a player in our overall forecast. So rain coverage increases for the weekend from today's 30% to that 60% chance. So let's do this. Let's dial up Futurecast in the long range, because I know you're going to ask me, is it going to rain this weekend all day? Is there going to be some opportunities for some sunshine? So there's Saturday, 7 o'clock in the morning. And for now, Futurecast says there will be coastal showers, but the inland spots should look okay. Then we get into the afternoon and we find the widespread rains around. High coverage of rain for Saturday afternoon. Then let's look ahead to Sunday morning. Same idea. Look at that. Morning services, brunch, whatever the case may be for you and your family. I think Daytona Beach, Volusia Flagler may see more rains around, but most of us should be quieter. And then into the afternoon, we absolutely go into that wider rain pattern. So keep that in mind. Now, how much rain could we be talking about? Take a look. We've got the European and the GFS models on the screen. And what's so interesting here is both are showing the highest coverage of rain along the coast, but look how much wetter the GFS is. That deep red, that's 6 to 8 inches, I believe, of rain in the forecast there. So if you live in the coastline communities, you're absolutely looking at a wet weather pattern. The inland spots are looking at scattered showers and thunder showers, right? But it's not going to be quite as active, we'll say. So that's kind of where we're at now. That said, because I know you're going to also be asking, what about the UCF game? I mean, I get it. Everybody in my section always knows if I bring the poncho, then it's probably going to be some rain. My plan is to bring the poncho. So there you go, right? Breezy showers for tailgating, and then breezy showers for the game itself. I will add, though, the good news here, we're not looking at thunder and lightning, so we can handle the showers. Just bring the poncho. Just bring the poncho. You'll be way better. Just bring the poncho, okay? All right, so that's kind of where we're at for now. Uh, it'll be a rainy harvest moon then. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, yeah. Now, for the other games around Florida, we've got UF showers, we've got FSU showers. Yeah, there's just a pretty high coverage of seeing rainfall this weekend across the entire deep south. So that's kind of where we're at. All right. All right. Questions about our local forecast. We'll start with that, and then we can step out into the tropics and see what's going on elsewhere. Charge on, Victoria. I'll be there too. Look forward to seeing you. Questions, comments, concerns? Bring the poncho. And Marianne says, bring the poncho and the tequila. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. All right. Rain chances rising. Now, for those of you that live in the coastal communities, I want you to take a mental snapshot. This is our kind of inland 7-day forecast, or the metro 7-day forecast. All right. Friday, 60% coverage. Saturday, 70% coverage. Sunday, 70% coverage. Look what happens on our coastal 7-day forecast, because this one really shows how much wetter we will be for this weekend at the beaches, and 80 to 90% coverage of rain. And this is why we do the coastal 7-day forecast, because your rain chances for our beachside spots are going to be that much higher. So it's definitely going to be an impactful deal. All right. Kyle says, I'm going to Hallow Scream on Saturday night. It starts at 7. How long will the rain last through the night? It'll be gradually tapering off. It's a little too early to get into the very specifics of it, but it'll be gradually fading out. If we look here, let's see, Saturday night. So by midnight, notice the rains are really starting to recede, right? And then into the morning, kind of focusing on more North Florida and the coast spots. And then, yeah, it gets widespread again. So there you go. For today, got to tell you though, not really looking at a threat for lightning. Shower threats pretty low. The heat's, I'll say it's moderate. Frankly, it's kind of low to moderate. Let me change it from moderate. Hold on. The heat should be low. I was half asleep when I made that. Stand by. All right. Save you, exit out of view. Okay. All right. Because even though it's 87, the breeze feels great, but your risk of a sunburn is up there, which is not a bad thing. Like if you between work shifts, you want to go out and catch some sun, it's going to feel good. Yeah. The weather impacts today are looking great. Robert's asking, is there an app you recommend for the most accurate forecast? Funny, my employer, Wesh2, happens to have an app, and we happen to put forecasts on there. So, there's that. Just saying. Sonia says, I'll take it. At least it's not a hurricane. Ain't that the truth? Speaking of a hurricane, I suppose now is as good a time as any to chat about the tropics and kind of where we're at, what we're tracking. We've got 2 systems that we are watching right now. We've, of course, we'll start with Hurricane Imelda, Category 1 storm. Maximum sustained winds inside Hurricane Imelda are at 90 miles an hour. The forecast from the National Hurricane Center takes Imelda rapidly away from us, brings it to Category 2 intensity, and then by about late tomorrow into Friday, it loses its tropical characteristics and becomes a remnant low. So Imelda will not be a problem. Forecast models for Imelda, very, very consistent with that storm system continuing to pull away. Of course, when my phone rings, I've got like 20 devices here that ring. I need to figure out how to turn that all off, especially on my computer. Okay. In addition to Imelda, of course, we're watching the kind of last-ditched effort of Hurricane Umberto, which has begun its decyclogenesis. I don't know if that's the official term or whatnot, but here's the forecast basically through this afternoon. Fades out. It stays strong, but it loses the tropical characteristics as such. The Hurricane Center no longer issues advisories. But either way, up and down the eastern seaboard, high risk of rip currents, high surf advisories, all of that fun stuff. All of that continues. So that's where we're at tropically. The good news is there is nothing else that is expected to develop in the tropics over the next couple of days' time. But we're going to look at the models together here in just a little bit to track that. But I need to get my next weather hit for TV set. So bear with me. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. It's 41 this morning in Quebec. Oh, man. Well, that's also Quebec. Love seeing the ice storm move away from us, Wendy says. It doesn't happen all the time. So, the eye, if you're unfamiliar, the eye is the most retired of all the names. And the fact that this one's moving away is definitely good news. All right. What tower cam should I use for this next hit? Going to listening mode to hop in the shower, waterproof Bluetooth speaker for the win. There you go, Cindy. Well, thank you for hanging with us during that. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Ooh, Disney Springs looks pretty. We'll use that one. I like that. I like that. All right, let's see. Field trip. That's right. It's going to be field trip time. Let's see here. Custom, making some changes here. I know this is not good TV. This is why this is not on TV. Coffee Talk, because I got to get this set up. Almost missed you. Lynn says, you're not going to miss me. I'm not going to let that happen. All right, do that. Perfect. Okay, we are all set for the TV hit. Let me look at the rundown. Let's see where we're at. 8 a.m. show. All right, we've got a couple of stories until we're good. You love the field trip? Field trip time? We love field trips. You guys are so funny. Josh was asking if I ever did the tropics. We looked at Umberto and Imelda. We did not look at the models. So we'll do that in a minute. What I want to do is come over here and just get this set up for the field trip. I have to move the keyboard. What I do, just so that you know, is when I do the weather, I come over here and just put the laptop down on our weather cart, our severe weather cart. So I need to Weather Center. Got it. Thank you. So we're going to do our thing here. Is Bermuda going to get a landfall from Imelda? It's close. I have to see how that actually plays out, but it's going to be close either way. Whatever happened to the yellow couch? Oh, it's here. I'll show you. It's over there. It's there. It's over there. Everyone have your signed permission slips. Yeah, exactly. Just going to put the keyboard down here. So it will go on a base impact in the general election. That's ahead December 9th. All right, so I don't actually know who's going to come over here, but somebody's going to come over here. Oh, you're asking about what the next storm name is here. The next named storm on the list is Jerry, which I've never met a Jerry that's all that threatening. So at least there's that. Yeah, it's not Jean, right? Exactly. Or Jeannie, right? Anything on the radar for the next 10 days? Have a statewide bowling convention, missions howling the hills. Yeah, we're definitely watching rain chances. I was mentioning that a couple of minutes ago. The rain chances are going up, right? Here's the 7-day forecast while we're waiting. This weekend, rain chances are absolutely climbing, 70% for both Saturday and Sunday. So plan accordingly. Genie Rowan says, Jerry, yeah. I've never met a Jerry that's all that terrifying, which is good news, right? Don't want that. And then Karen. Cue all the memes, all the Karen memes. The K name is scary, Mike says. Ugh. Cue all the memes, all of them. All right. Stand by for weather. Jason's going to come over and hang. They will no longer be contracted with the Halifax Humane Society. It comes as the Lucia County's contract with Halifax Humane Society also ends today. A heads up for drivers in Osceola County starting Sunday. Westbound traffic on I-4. Got to get us looking good here. There's no way. Oh, get out of here. You're such a... 3 lanes will be open in each direction and Rural Drive ramps will not be impacted.
You can already see signs of coastal erosion. Look at this video from Daytona Beach shore. Sand dunes have been chewed away by the waves, and strong winds from Imelda only made conditions there worse. Once the waves calm down, the next big concern will be hazardous rip current conditions in the days ahead. So we need to bring in first warning meteorologist Eric Burst to talk about that. I think right now the best advice the experts are saying, be near a lifeguard
Yeah.
tower if you're going to the sand, but you don't recommend getting in the water.
I mean, you can be without a lifeguard on the sand.
Okay.
I wouldn't suggest going in the water at all these next few days. It's just not worth it.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it is very, very dangerous. I mean, if the ocean is powerful enough to pull houses into the water in the Carolinas,
Yeah.
you don't have any business being in there. There's the latest satellite imagery. We've got Umberto on the right, Imelda on the left. It is so rare that we have two tropical systems so close to each other. It really is a remarkable sight. When we talk about Imelda, here's the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Category 1 storm right now. It is expected to become a Category 2 storm later today, and then eventually lose its tropical characteristics, lifting into the North Atlantic. Winds are at 90 miles an hour, but it's moving at 21. It is rapidly moving. Now, if you haven't stepped outside yet this morning, there's a drop in humidity. And it's all thanks to Imelda, because these things, they rotate counterclockwise. So Imelda's grabbing dry air and driving it down into our area. And it feels fantastic this morning. By tomorrow, when Imelda's done with our weather pattern, we start to watch a bubbling area of low pressure over the Bahamas and South Florida that will bring a whole bunch of moisture from the Bahamas into our area, particularly Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So our rain chances are going to start climbing this weekend. Plan for a 70% coverage Saturday and Sunday, which means all of the outdoor events. There's fall festivals that are starting up. Of course, there's UCF football. Big 12 play returns to the bounce house as Kansas comes to town. And I'll just tell you this, I'll be there with the kids and I'll be wearing a poncho. At least I'll have the poncho ready to go because it's showers and a nice breeze in there. So plan accordingly. All right, back here for now. Disney Springs looking great. Current temperature there, sitting in the lower 70s. We're in the upper 60s, though, in Ocala. It feels so nice outside. 70 in Wildwood, 72 in DeLand. And the muggy meter, even though we're still in the humid category, we're at the very bottom of it. We're almost comfy. And in some places we are. So it's a beautiful start. Bus stop forecast this morning is great. The ride home from school may include a quick passing shower. But that's it. No thunderstorms in the forecast. It's a 30% coverage of seeing rainfall today. 7-day forecast illustrating that rising rain chance these next couple of days, particularly Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Coastal 7-day forecast showing the rough surf and the rip currents, but also look how much wetter it is. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, up to about a 90% chance of rain. Megan, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. So let me get set up for the today hit, and we can start looking at some of the computer models in the tropics together. All right, let's do this. Give me a few seconds to get plugged up here. We'll hit that. We'll hit that. That. All right. So we're going to start with the GFS model. All right. Sound good. Sound good. Here's the GFS model showing both of those storms moving away from us, high pressure building in. Now, what's interesting here is that the models want to try to show something getting going here in the Gulf around October 5th, around Louisiana. They don't take it strong, but it is something. We were talking yesterday on the Tracking the Tropics broadcast. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Either way, it looks like a kind of a wetter pattern. Then October 7th, 8th, 9th. Look at that. Another something in the Gulf. And then there's something big. Oh, of course, the GFS is going to GFS. Of course you want to do that. All right. So love that. One run of one model, but kind of coming up from the Caribbean. We'll just continue rolling through. All right. Don't love that. Gotcha. And then, all right, I just wanted to back this up and go from that's the 6Z run of the GFS. The 0Z run has something, but look, a different pathway. Either way, that's around the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th of October, something to watch. I would add that this is something to doubly watch because this gets into the new part of our cycling weather pattern. So that's the GFS, definitely something there. All right, let's look at the European and see what it's showing. Umberto and Imelda leave us. A little something weak around South Florida, the 4th, that extends into the Gulf. Okay. And then beyond that, we have to go to the 0Z of the Euro to be able to go further out. A little something out east, but nothing threatening us. So you may start to see some hype on the social channels. Hurricane threat to South Florida because of one run of one model. I want you to be very cautious of that. When you see people posting one run of one model, threat to South Florida, every other run does not show that. So keep that understood. All right, Euro AI. Weak, sloppy low, South Florida in the Gulf. A little something, but not threatening us. Got it. All right. Now, what about the ensembles? We're going to look at the ensembles after this Today Show cut-in. I have to do the TV thing, so bear with me just a second here. Amy Campbell says, finally made it here this morning. Amy, good morning to you. Let's see here. All the sea oats that have been planted back, many have been washed away again. Seriously? Oh, I hate that. That's the and then remember in winter months too. Oh, we've got another block. We've got a couple minutes. All right, we can go to the ensembles. Winter months, these things can get washed out too. All right, let's head over to the GFS ensemble. I forget the new rundown. We've got time. All right. So here's the GFS ensemble rolling through. All right, something in the Gulf. Now, the GFS ensemble shows anywhere from the Gulf to the open Atlantic that something could roll. So, mid-October, don't be surprised if mid-October there's something that we'll have to watch closely. Mike says the Euro AI did a good job with Imelda. So did the Google DeepMind. I think that's the name of it. I have to try and figure out how to get that on Coffee Talk. But I'm building TV graphics. So before I build more into our Coffee Talk templates, I'm just working on TV graphics. So forgive me. But anyway, all right. So that's the GFS ensemble. Let's look at the European ensemble. I'm curious here. Showing something around October 4th, 5th, South Florida into the Gulf. No surprise. How many members? Not a ton. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's just a mess. So the models, they don't have any kind of a handle on anything into mid-October. That's particularly why if you see somebody post one run of one model, just throw their content out. It's garbage. All right, something. Oh, Now the Euro AI is a little more gung-ho than the Euro in developing something, but it's not like holistically in there. So yeah, there's not a ton there. So definitely stuff to watch. But it's hurricane season. That's just the way that rolls. You know what I mean? But just don't. If you see somebody post, like, it kills me. If you see somebody posting that stuff, just don't. Yeah. Tag unusually silent. Well, Betty, the time of year also plays out. Mickey says Weather Nerd's website has the Google ensembles. All right, I'll have to go look at that. I had it like when I did the story and then I lost the link to it. So I'll have to go check that out again. Yeah. Terry's asking, are they hiring another meteorologist to help without Kellyanne? Yes. So we've got a national search ongoing. So we hope we've got to find the right person. We don't want a putz coming to work with us. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe a good putz, not a bad putz. Yeah. One story traffic weather tease. Okay. All right. We'll come back here. Let's just go run over and get set up for the cut-in. All right. That's all set. I'm going to Daytona Beach the 11th through the 13th. Sounds like fun. I want to go to the beach. All right, let's do this Today Show cut-in, and then I'll be right back with you. Stand by.
The federal government's now shut down after lawmakers failed to pass a spending bill, and that means thousands of workers here in Central Florida will not be getting paid.
Roger that. We'll leave you 20 seconds. No comment on Coffee Talk today?
At Orlando International Airport, TSA will stay on the job, but SCO officials say the number of paid agents available will decrease.
No, it's live. It's still live right now.
And that does mean you could see wait times at
I won't see
security
it because
start
I'm
to go
looking at
up.
the camera.
Now let's check in with Times expert Megan Mackey from Future Roadway.
Yeah, Lindsay, a couple of issues with that morning drive. Here along the beach line, there's a crash westbound near the Dallas Boulevard toll plaza, blocking off that left lane. So delays traveling west. And also, there's a crash along 417. This is northbound heading from Loma Avenue towards Red Bud Lake Road. Traffic here only getting by in one lane. So significant backups. A lot of issues for your morning drive, Eric, though. The weather seems pretty quiet.
It is so pretty. Temperatures out the door in the 60s in some spots, 70s for others. The sun is shining bright, and there is nothing on our first warning live radar. So for today, we go up to about a 30% coverage of showers. High temperature today of about 87 degrees. We'll bring the rain chances up Thursday, Friday, especially getting into the weekend.
Coming up on CW18,
All right, now we've got a quick turnaround to get to this next hit for CW, and then we can keep chatting. So bear with me a few seconds. Somewhere in that control room is a producer yelling at you to shut up. Sid doesn't yell, and I hit my time. Disco, of course I am with the laptop. Of course I am. All right, let me find another tower cam shot. Kennedy Space Center. All right, we're going to take you. All right. All right. Janice, if asked, I would certainly be grateful. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the computer.
Party at the disco.
Party at the disco.
Not a panic at the disco.
Not a panic at the disco. This camera area is called the disco.
Do you know why? Fun fact, when they installed it, the lights just kept flashing.
Yeah.
And in our newsroom's on the other side of glass, and it was like giving people like
It
headaches.
was-
So they were like, it looks like a disco in there. And that's how it got named.
It was like a seizure in the making. All right, stand by.
Sunrise on CW18 starts now.
All right, Central Florida, we're getting a bit of a break from that rain on our Wednesday. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Jason Guy.
And I'm Lindsay Sublime. We will take what we can get, right? Because we know the rain is in fact coming back. Let's get over to first warning meteorologist Eric Burst joining me now with a look outside on our East Coast, and boy, beautiful.
It is so nice. I mean, think about it. The last couple of days, it was like driving rain. It was gray. It was gusty. It's breezy today, but with lower humidity. And all of these folks that are working over at the Kennedy Space Center, I would imagine have a little extra pep in there.
Yeah.
Right? Why not? That's so pretty outside. Temperatures are not just in the 70s. We have some 60s in there as well. Ocala 69. It's 70 in Palm Coast, 73 outside in Orlando. And look at the winds. These are sustained winds, and they're running about 5 to 10 miles an hour or so. We've seen gusts into the 15-mile-per-hour range, but there is nothing on our first warning live radar. So you have problem-free weather. Even the rains we are tracking are off the shore and staying there. So it's the best of what's around. Temperatures today climbing into the 80s under a mix of clouds and sunshine, and only a few passing showers. But do you get in on those showers? We'll zero in on that with Futurecast and Central Florida's certified most accurate forecast in minutes. Now at 8:31 just about. Let's check in on the roads. I see a problem behind you there, Megan.
Yeah, there's a couple of issues actually for that morning drive along the beach line. This crash is west.
All right, now we've got some time here. Are they in the new newsroom today? No, people are working on the new newsroom. I'll show you real fast. I feel so VIP. Yeah, they're working on the new newsroom. All kinds of fun stuff happening over there. Oh, that's a mess. The traffic. Ugh. These folks have way too much fun to call it work. You know what the thing is? We try to be our job depends on us having chemistry together. So the good part is if you've got a team, it shows on the air. That's one thing. The other thing is that we handle such tough news so often that you have to take those moments that you can to have a little bit of fun. You have to. It's very important to do so. And these hours are tough. I mean, I was here at like 3:15 this morning. I was up in the 2 o'clock hour. So we're also trying to hype each other up. And, you know, it's I don't know. I love what I do. So what can I say? Kelly says my streaming is 2 minutes behind and you're still on TV. This is Burreception. Yeah, I know that's a little frightening. Great team at Wesh. Appreciate you guys. Janice, thank you. We appreciate you as well. So do y'all have any questions about the forecast? We can keep talking about other stuff. I just want to make sure that the forecast is also handled. That's also very important. Preston says, my long-awaited dream of seeing one of these streams has finally come true. Well, hey, I mean, if this is a dream of yours, we got to get you to aim even higher. but thank you, I appreciate you. Mike says it comes through the screen that you guys have great chemistry, and that's not artificial. But sometimes like when Lindsay came, we had to work on that. I remember when Megan Mackey interviewed. I remember that. Right? You remember your interview? You were like a little pup. Hold on, let's come over and annoy Megan. I know you're busy, but like I
I'm
remember,
not that busy anymore.
I remember your interview, and you were like wide-eyed, like.
Yeah.
And the newsroom was in, or the news director was in here during your interview.
I
Like,
was so scared. Oh my gosh. Like I was like, and you guys have been looking for a traffic anchor for a while.
it was a minute, right?
And so from the time I like did the initial calls to like being here, it was like very fast. So then I was, just like there was a lot of time to process, and I was like very young,
But
gaining confidence.
the chemistry isn't. You can't fake
No.
chemistry, right? Like we either do or don't like each other,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but we all like each other here.
It's a really. I've always said that the group is good.
Mhm.
And it makes waking up at that hour a little bit better
Oh, for sure.
because there's good people to greet you.
Yeah. When it's like it's tough to get up every day at 2, 3.
2, 3, yeah.
Weighs on you for sure. I don't know how you do with kids. I mean, I could barely do it
Yeah.
without kids.
It's just no matter what. Okay, Preston, what's your opinion on the first forecast track when PTC? Look, I'm not gonna criticize or critique my colleagues. They're doing the best they can with their data, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's see here. So when I'm going to bed, you're getting up. Hey, I mean, think about it. Our newscast goes on the air at 4:30. You got to be in early to be able to put that thing together. So yeah, we definitely appreciate all of you, Wesh. No, we appreciate you guys for hanging with us. That's all. Kelly says hello, by the way. Producer Kelly. When can we break out the hoodies? I mean, there's no 90s, Kevin, on the 7-day forecast. So if we're calling it something, we're calling it something. Nadia says we got to meet Gail Pascal Brown twice now for the annual Hometown Heroes. We hold the opening ceremony. I grew up watching Marla Weech and Wendy Chioji. Look, I grew up watching Marla and Wendy as well. These people, and you know what the thing is, if you had the chance to meet Gail, like when you meet Gail, like I grew up watching Gail. When you meet Gail, you're scared because it's like this person could be a yucky or a great, and it's like Gail is even nicer in person than you think. Like when I met Marla, she was even nicer than I could have imagined. When I met Wendy, she was as warm as could be, right? Like you meet these people and you're like, please just don't be a jerk. And some people that you look up to or watch, they are. Some people are not. So yeah, Kelly says, I hear a Gail comment and I bowed to her every single time. She's a queen. Kelly used to be Gail's producer. So Kelly knows a thing or two about Gail. Yeah, Sydney. Oh, Sydney. My current producer, Sydney. You're doing great, Sunshine. Thank you, Sid. I'm also hitting my times, right? Any thoughts on having Alex fill in until a permanent hire is found? You know what? I know my lane. I know I need to stay in my lane. I know I mentioned that Alex is still available, although my airplane as of midnight last night into this morning is out of annual. And I'm waiting for Alex to make room in the maintenance hangar so that my airplane can have its annual inspection done. So I don't want Alex filling in at Wesh until my annual is done on the airplane. So after that's done, then he can come fill it. Yeah, look, I'm not a manager, so I said he was around. That's all I can do. It sounds like a party in the disco. I see what you're doing there. I took pictures with her, sat at the table next to each other. She's absolutely a beautiful light. That's the best way to put it. Gail Pascal Brown is a beautiful light. Janice says, Alex, get busy. Oh man, Cindy, welcome back. Glad you're squeaky clean. Have you gotten an award or recognition for your Facebook interactions? I don't need recognition I haven't, and I don't need it, Linda. Thank you. I'm here to talk, to chat, to do the look, to do the weather, and learn what you guys want to know so that I can do my job better. Yeah. The Ghosted Woman, Wendy Chioji, Dave Marsh, Mark Middleton, Andrea Coudrier, or Andrea Batchelor now. So many cool, it's so many cool people. Yeah. So true. Alex does your annual, Patty says. What? It's not just, I mean, he's, it's not just Alex, but yeah. I've told you many times, I trust Alex with my life, literally and figuratively. So there's that. You're so devoted. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. But I don't need any recognition for this. Listen, I am grateful for you all to hang with me. You keep it interesting. Tim says, love those new graphics. Hearst must have a great graphics guy. Well, it's a team, but I'm just glad that we are launched. That's all. Well, you're not leaving, are you, Rosina? No, I'm not. I have no plans to leave. Unless as long as Wes takes care of me and I take care of them, as long as we keep this relationship a good one, then we hopefully can continue this for many years. Heather's asking, is this weekend a washout? It's wedding work weekend, so it looks like the afternoon's going to be very wet both days. We were showing that Futurecast earlier on Coffee Talk. The afternoon looks wet, the morning looks pretty good, so there's that. I would be honored to make necklace bracelets for everyone. Oh, Joey, that's very kind of you. Thank you. 2 hurricanes out to sea, low humidity. It's a great morning. Marianne, you are so right. You are so right. All right. I've got a question from WLWT that I need to go work on. Cincinnati's got a graphics deal, and I'm going to jump on it. So listen, thank you all. Thank you all so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk on a beautiful Wednesday morning, halfway through the work week. Let's do the things. Evelyn says, no, not allowed. There will be no talk of leaving. I didn't bring it up. I'm here. I'm hanging out. And we're going to be together for a while. At least I hope so. All right. Thank you all for hanging out. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I'm going to go help Randy Rico in Cincinnati. Take care, everybody. See you.